Okay, so we're looking at Kroger, who has earnings tomorrow morning. Expected move for tomorrow morning is what, guys? Yeah, right about $2. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you look at it in percentage terms, it's about 8%. So, that's quite a bit. And what we're going to find here is that $2 move, looking back at the chart here, is going to put us right to those technical areas that we talked about here. So with stock 25 and a half, $2 move to the upside, look at that, is 27 and a half, which is right there. That's going to be just major resistance. There is resistance right here. This is going to be major resistance. Okay, $2 move to the downside is 23 and a half. Not as much support down there as there is resistance up top there. I see more support probably down around the 50-day. But we've got 23 and a half to 27 and a half. Okay, stock is 25 and a half. Expected move is $2. So expected range 23 and a half to 27 and a half. Okay, big resistance at 27 and a half. And support really down at about 23. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. I mean, if we look at an iron condor down there, I mean, I don't think that's going to look very good. We certainly can look here. Just with 2 days left, that's going to be very cheap. Okay, this is $1.50 wide, and it's pretty cheap. Okay, so I really wouldn't want to do an iron condor. What I would want to do is look at a strangle swap. So let's go right to the strikes. 23 and 27 and a half. And the same for next week. And don't get focused on how inexpensive this strangle swap is going to be from a dollar standpoint, guys, because it's going to be very inexpensive. What we really have to monitor is from a volatility perspective, is it cheap? And, volatility next week is pretty darn expensive in here. So this thing would probably cost us 14 cents. Yeah, I don't love a strangle swap here at all. so what I want to do is look offline here really quickly and see if there's been any sort of revisions here. Kroger, okay. Supermarket growth hit a wall over the past 18 months. Management has predicted improving metrics. That's actually a bright sign here. Okay, their CEO in their last report said that there's some improvement here. They did raise their own guidance. Okay, so what I might want to look at is, that big resistance up there at 27.5, which is also the expected range here. Let's see what a 27.5 call calendar would look like. If it's cheap enough for some sort of upside play there. Okay, again, don't get caught up with how cheap from a dollar standpoint. This is, probably at a nickel. It seems so cheap, right? It is. This is what we have to look at here. So if there's an upside move, it does seem kind of cheap. Well, no, Howard, again, don't confuse cheap dollar price with cheap volatility. So this is what I would much rather do, is this is a diagonal, okay? So it's a calendar call spread, but it's also a vertical. It's a combination there. I'm not going to put this out here yet because I want to see how Kroger trades a little bit further here with the stock being down right now and this 200-day moving average where it's just trading literally at right now. However, if it holds in here, this is the direction I'm leaning in, which would take advantage of any sort of upside move in addition to a big volatility disparity. So looking at a diagonal, which I'm looking at the SEP 13th, 27.5, SEP 20th, 26.5 for about 30 cents. And we'll reevaluate later in the day and see if stock's still at 200-day moving average. Okay? So that's on our list. I'm kind of looking at that. And we will come back to it in a little bit and see how this thing is trading. Yeah, I think we can do that. Let's do that right there, and we'll move that up there. How's that? How's that, Randy?